Welcome Aquarius to the channel. It's Robin here, and this is my channel, AriesFireTarot. So thanks so much for joining me today. So I'm doing a spread to look ahead into New Year 2021. And what I'm going to do is I have a 5-card tarot spread, and then after that, I'm going to look at 5 aspects of your life, like health, relationship, creativity, opportunities, and finance. So what I have in my hands is the Gilded Tarot deck. So I'm going to use this as the base deck, the foundation deck. If I feel like I need to clarify any cards, I have the Witch's Tarot here. And then I also brought to the table the Angel Tarot and the Romance Angel Tarot, just to give a really good picture of what could possibly happen in 2021 for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And of course, any Aquarius cross watchers. So let's really hope that 2021 is going to be an amazing year for you and for everybody, but specifically let's do your reading. And I'm going to jump right in right away. And I really hope you guys have an amazing 2021. I think everybody deserves that, you know, equally, but all right. So I feel like I need to do one more shuffle, and I'm being guided just to show you guys the bottom of the deck. And the first card placement, it is the theme of the new year. So let's have a look here. So we have the 8 of Swords here, you guys. So this is actually, it looks like a, you know, a bit of a dicey card, but I think this is actually a really good one. 8 of Swords, you can see right in the card that there is some stress and worry, and it could be confining you to a certain degree, but the silver lining to this card is that you can get yourself out of this state of worry anytime that you want to. There's nothing holding you back. You can see that the swords are spaced, that you can just sort of shimmy on through, and you can take off that blindfold and take off anything holding you back. You're stronger than anything holding you back, Aquarius. So just keep that in mind. The theme of the new year is to not let your stress and your worry be stronger than you, okay? I just had to pause for a sip of water. Okay, so anyway, 8 of Swords energy, theme of the new year is that you are stronger mind, body, and soul than anything that is coming in to sort of tap you on the shoulder and distract you with thoughts of worry or stress. So that's a good thing. So remember to be strong, Aquarius. So let's see what to work on for the new year. Let me just shuffle out here. Wow, okay, so being like really in control of your emotions. This is going to be a year for you guys, it looks like, to really master yourself in a way that you might not have been able to achieve before. What to work on is the Queen of Cups. She's completely elegant and smoothed out, and she's very posh. You know, so you can sort of exude this energy and being really masterful in your emotional connections. So I really love that card for you. You guys are getting really great cards so far. So as I was shuffling the Gilded Tarot to look at this second card that we have for you, I was being guided to just really bring in a Witch's Tarot card to clarify out the Queen of Cups, because there's something under that layer. You guys might be not fully unleashing yourself, like really keeping everything in, like with the 8 of Swords, you know, just sort of, the veneer is quite powerful, but are you matching everything that is being outwardly transmitted to people around you? It's going to be a year to go a little bit deeper for you guys. So yeah, so we do have the 4 of Pentacles here. So this is a very worried energy. And it's one thing to appear as if you're not worried, but it's quite another thing to actually be not worried, to be like really free flowing and understand that everything is happening for a reason, and you don't have to tough it out all the time. You don't have to, you know, be sort of held captive by thoughts of how is everything going to work out. Like truly, spiritual people, or people that have very strong relationships with their, let's say, religion or their God, you know, they are open to allowing their God, source, universe to guide them, and understanding that things are not always going to be as picture perfect as you want them to be. Like the Four of Pentacles is looking ahead, and this is the underlying energy underneath the Queen of Cups. So there's a certain poise that might be happening, but it's time to start really feeling that beneath the surface as well. Being as confident as your exterior would sort of allow yourself to believe and allow other people to believe, because I'm getting the sense here that when people maybe start to get to know you a little bit better, they might see what you would consider a fracture, but it's just part of being a human. And this could all be really, you know, what if people don't think that you are as pulled together? And I just had a card fall off, so I'm going to keep it. You know, what if you're not this person? And like, why do you care about that? You know, you maybe want to start really thinking about why you care so much about what other people think. I'm getting a sense of possibly an impossible standard that somebody gave to you, that you always have to be in control of your emotions and in control of your image. But it could be really draining you and be a bit of a deficit. So you can work on that and just really starting to ease back into your team in spirit, you know, your angels, whoever you turn to. You know, there's so many different spirit guides available to you. So if you're always working on maintaining that perfect picture, you're probably not allowing people to come in and see you the way that you need to be seen in order for them to love you the right way. And just as I was saying that, I saw angel number 649 come up, you guys. That might not seem like an important number, but it is very important. So angel number 649, you might want to check that out after. Mental preparations. I'm so glad I kept this card that fell off the bottom of the deck. You know, really prepare yourself for an abundant life, to be overflowing. And that's going to cause, you know, it's going to take a little bit of a release valve. You know, you might notice that you're maybe attracting in people that are a little bit stressed out, and maybe they don't have very much money, or, you know, maybe people that aren't quite as deep as you would like them to be. So when you see stuff like this coming in, it's really important to understand that it's all a reflection of yourself. So if you're noticing certain characteristics that you might find a little bit undesirable in other people, that is a massive opportunity for you to work on, oh, okay, well, I think it's really important that I resolve any issues with stress or fear and worry, you know, so that you can start to really magnetize in people that are a little bit more whole, and that can help you on your journey. So your mental preparation is finding abundance in everything, including yourself, and most specifically and importantly yourself, so that you'll start to attract in people, just seeing the opportunity in everything. Seeing the good in everything. And this can take a little bit of practice for you, Aquarius, because especially if you come from a family that is, you know, a little bit condescending, or, you know, they worried about what people think of them. They have that kind of keeping up with the Joneses, you know, everything had to be a secret. So really look at the people that you were exposed to on your journey into adulthood and understand that you can be a product of your environment. And if you're looking back at that, like, what sort of conditions from your environment would you like to keep on going? And what kind of future do you want for yourself? Because it looks like there's a bit of a winding road to get to this feeling of abundance. So this is going to be something, you know, to really work on for yourselves. So let's see spiritual preparations here for you. And I'm going to do a deck cut. Wow. This is a great card for you guys. You do have the Ace of Swords. This is the card of victory, and it's also a representation of Archangel Michael. So if you do have some battles to fight, you know, maybe things didn't go quite very well for you, or, you know, things look a little bit sort of twisted up a little bit, you know, where You might not be able to share your thoughts or your feelings and express yourself as much as you really wanted to because, you know, maybe being a little bit stressed about the way that people perceive you. How do you perceive yourself? You know, and if you're finding this is going to be a little bit of a battle for you, and I just saw angel number 1010, so that's also extremely important. Your spiritual preparation, you could be calling in Archangel Michael. This card really represents Archangel Michael. Angels are non-denominational. You guys do not have to believe in angels because they believe in you. So keep that in mind. You might want to start doing things like Archangel Michael meditations, or, you know, really just speaking to Archangel Michael as you're going through and saying, you know, and the best thing about speaking to angels and having them assist you is they're not going to go and tell anybody else if that's what you're worried about. If you don't want to tell people because you understand that people are wild gossips and they might divulge your secrets, and this could have happened in the past, which is why you keep yourself a little bit under, you know, the cloak of this veneer of, you know, almost like a perfection. You don't have to do that with Archangel Michael. He's going to keep your secrets, and he's going to help you to attain the highest level of abundance that you can call in for yourself here. And he'll help you achieve that through like infusing you with his confidence as an archangel. Excuse me. So let's see how to make the most of the new year. Excuse me. If that happens again, I'm just going to go on a pause. So make the most of the new year for you, Aquarius. Whoa. Okay, so we have another Four of Pentacles. So you have two fours. And you have the power of two Four of Pentacles. So it looks like money could be a little bit of an issue for you guys. This card is really urging you, especially when you see two of them, is to let go of any worry about abundance that you might have. And abundance is your health, wealth, happiness, you know, everything about you. It's not just related to your pocketbook. So really try to keep that in mind here. There's something that you just need to let go. Something, whatever it is that you're really stressing about the most, which is the ultimate, you know, the thing that might wake you up in the middle of the night, the thing that you might think about first thing in the morning. You're really being urged to let that go, because this energy is not serving you, Aquarius. The Four of Pentacles energy, it's not allowing you to open up and feel this treasure chest, you know, where you feel like, okay, well, everything I've ever wanted is going to come in for me. So I'm going to take a Witch's Tarot card, and I'm going to clarify this Four of Pentacles, because it's very strange that you've gotten it twice. And there's a reason for this. There's an underlying anxiety, and then you see it like bold and plain as day with the Eight of Swords. So very challenging, very challenging. And even having to feel like you have to hide that from other people, that's even worse, you know, because you're just not allowing people to see you for who you truly are and allowing them to love you. You know, you're not here to be perfect. And if somebody instilled in you the expectation that you have to be perfect all the time, I'm really sorry about that, because that's not who you are. You know, you're allowed to be imperfect. You're allowed to worry. You're allowed to be broke. You're allowed to be not feeling well. You know, you're allowed to deal with things that cause you stress. But if you're holding that back from people, they're going to feel it, and they're not going to be able to come in as close as would benefit both of you. Okay. So, and again, it can really draw in people that have that same sort of, you know, like attracts like. So if you're hiding something, you might attract somebody that is hiding something as well. And that could be additionally upsetting for you. So, wow. Okay. So you have the Seven of Swords here. So make the most of the new year. It's like really walk away from things that are causing you to overanalyze with the Seven of Swords. This is this energy with the Seven of Swords, like this is almost like revamping everything that happened to you in 2020. Maybe you lost a job, you know, maybe something significant happened to you, but I see this going back a little bit further where it can be extremely challenging for you to separate yourself from the past and make a new future, but you're allowed to do that at any time you want. Like if you can just say, okay, I'm going to drop the facade and this is who I really am, you know, and this is what I really want, and this is what I really expect from the universe, and I want to attract in somebody that is going to understand when I'm feeling upset or insignificant, you know, and that'll really bring in a new power for you with this Ten of Pentacles energy. So this 2020 could have been an extremely confusing year for you, and you could start friendships and then they could stop, or a romantic relationship or a business relationship, and then it could stop suddenly for you, and you might not understand because you're doing your best to project this, you know, air of certainty and air of assuredness. But if it's not basically to the core, like other people will be able to sense that just the same way that you can sense it in other people. You know, you're not invisible and you're not supposed to be. So Archangel Michael really wants to come and make this your greatest year ever, Aquarius. So really keep that in mind. So very interesting cards for you. And when you come to this moment of self-actualization, where you're like, okay, well, this is what I really need for myself, and I really need to be loved this way, and I need people to understand me, and even if they don't understand me, as long as they accept me, then that'll bring you a completely new feeling. So you might really want to start calling on angels, you know, even if it's something that you don't believe in, because they will come in and help you. They're always around you. So I'm going to pull some cards here, and I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot. Yeah, I'm going to start with that anyway. I'm being guided to the Angel Tarot card deck, but just a sec. I'm going to pull the first card here for health. So this is really interesting here. So I've pulled the Five of Pentacles. So you guys are probably stronger than you're giving yourself credit for. You could be coming out of a bit of a slump health-wise, and that could be impacting every other thing along the path here, with feeling stressed out and not wanting to see people, have people see you in what you would think of possibly as being a weakened state. So there's a new bloom coming in here, even though a very, very difficult struggle. This could, whatever, it could be like a back pain. It could be, you know, some of you could have been affected by the coronavirus, you know, but there is a new bloom here. So, you know, this is just a phase with your health. It's not going to last forever, even though it can feel like it. And when you have things like illness or like a chronic pain, it can affect everything else. And a lot of people don't like to be seen in what they consider like a position of weakness. So they cover that up with everything else. But then, I mean, you have to let people come in and help you too, because people are here for you, and you could be pushing people away. So I'm seeing a bit of a theme here for 2020 where, you know, there's a bubble and you're not letting people in, and they're projecting this image of power, but it's having the opposite effect of what you want it to have. You know, it's not allowing people to come in and actually minister to you in the way that, like, helping you emotionally or intellectually or even physically, you know? So really consider these things, you know, and who do you want then to be by your side as you sort of walk through life, right? So I'm going to look at relationships for you, and actually I'm going to use the Romance Angel Oracle card deck for relationships. These are not just about romance, but you know, sort of lots of advice here. Okay, I'm going to take this one. This says past life relationship. Wow. Okay, so if you're currently single right now, there's somebody available to you, and This says you have known each other before. You know, so this could even be a friend. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but there's a very powerful opportunity here for you guys. And, you know, this is so... You know, if you can't allow yourself to feel you deeply, nobody else is either. It's time to really get to know yourself so that other people can get to know you as well. That's very interesting. And there's nothing more compelling or deep than a past life relationship. This is a possible twin flame. You know, your karmic love. So it's basically like the only way to get to know other people better is to get to know yourself better and what makes you tick. And it's okay to show people that. You know, I'm just seeing that there is a certain reticence, and maybe somebody really broke your heart, or maybe your parents failed you, or something happened. You know, when you exposed like your deepest, darkest self to somebody, and you know what, and maybe they left because of that, but that's a blessing. You know, that is a blessing. If you showed that to somebody and they can't handle it, then they got out of the way to make room for the person that can, you know, that will see you and go, that's okay, man, you know, everything's gonna be fine, I got you, you know. So you don't want the person that will look at you and kind of like, ooh, you know, even if you really, really wanted them, they weren't meant for you. So, you know, try to look at things that way. Opportunities that pass you by, people that pass you by, they're meant for somebody else, okay? So there's a phrase that I heard quite some time ago, and it said, your rejection is God's protection, okay? So whether you're a God person or not, you saw something, but it wasn't meant for you. So like, try not to let that seal you off to future opportunities, especially if you have a past life relationship coming into you. It's very important. So I'm pulling a card here for creativity. Oh, this is amazing. So you have the wheel here, you guys. And again, we've got Archangel Michael. See him here? Archangel Michael has shown up in your reading twice now. So he's a very powerful influence. So this is a time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. So, whoops. So if you do have some sort of project, you know, if there's been something or you really want to try it, you know, whatever, creatively, Archangel Michael is going to be sort of your personal warrior in 2021, which you can't ask for a better ally. Honestly, do a little bit of research. If you don't know anything about Archangel Michael, please, after the reading, have a look at who he is and how he serves humanity and what his rank is in the spirit world, because he can make that wheel turn for you, you know, and things could absolutely change. And if you start to pursue creative projects, you could probably just start to really meet other people that come in and align with who you really are. And they're not going to mind if sometimes you're a bit of a nervous wreck, or sometimes you retreat behind a really polished facade because you've got some sort of injury to protect. They're not going to mind that at all, because creative people are highly, highly sensitive, and this can just open up a whole new world for you. And I love seeing this card for you. Absolutely. So let's have a look at opportunities, and I'm going to use the Angel Tarot card deck again. And I love that an Archangel came out of the deck for you guys. You know, this is not just an Archangel deck. It is, there's what, 21 angels in here. So to pull one of those, oh geez, I had two cards, well, a whole bunch, so I'm just gonna take the top one. Are you kidding me, you guys? Like, this is blowing my mind right now in a very, very good way. So you have the opportunities placement here, and I pulled the world here, and here's Archangel Michael again. Okay, so, and I just saw angel number 444. So very important angel messages coming through here. So this says, a job well done, Geez, sorry. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, so the path toward enlightenment. So there's massive opportunities here for you. The World card represents massive achievement and moving forward. And this is following on the heels of the Wheel card. So things will start moving for you again. You know, 2020 could have been very difficult and challenging and maybe an emotional, like, bleak landscape for you, but things are going to open up, especially if you start listening to your instincts a little bit better instead of covering them up the way that the Queen of Cups does. And she's like the stillest of waters, but she runs extremely deep. And there are people out there that will totally understand you and totally understand what you've been through, but you're going to have to allow them to see everything about you, even if you perceive it to be a weakness, because it's not a weakness. It's just what it makes up, that part of who you are. And then people will come in and go, oh, that's okay. You know, it's totally okay. So there are people willing to accept you exactly who you are. And that, you know, that's what you need in your life to bloom forward. And Archangel Michael is just going to clear out everybody that no longer belongs in your path. And maybe he'll fight the battles that you're not quite prepared to deal with, you know, and hallelujah, that's beautiful. So I'm going to pull a card here for finance. Oh, yes. I've got the Nine of Earth here. So the Nine of Earth is the Nine of Pentacles. And let me just put that deck down. You know, this is a beautiful green, lush card here. And it says, good grief, empowering life's little... I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to move this light down. Oh, I know it's brutal. So, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. So that is a fantastic card for you guys. Like, any sort of glitches in 2020 that you were experiencing with your heart, mind, body, soul, I've seen a little bit of detriment and a little rollback for you. With your health, you know, your wealth might have been stumped because you were sort of closing yourself off to protect a wound. And this is just what humans and animals do. You know, they cover up that injury because they don't want to be perceived as weak. But you're not weak. You're beautiful, you're strong, you're powerful. And you can consider 2020 a development year. And then you can basically ride the coattails of Archangel Michael, and it is going to be his absolute pleasure to do this for you in 2021. And you can probably expect some really big miracles to happen with the wheel and the world and, you know, this past life relationship that we have here, which is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. So whatever you might consider to be a personal weakness right now, it's time to look at that as your personal stepping stone to the next level of your life and really just explode in 2021, Aquarius. Very interesting year ahead for you guys. So I hope this was a helpful read and just want to send you guys love, light, and many blessings. Okay, so take care. Bye.